Hi everybody, Tammy here. Welcome to my channel. I have one of my smart dolls. I call her Miranda. She's hanging out with me today. She's comfy in her jeans and her little tinnies and her cute little top. I love this t-shirt with the van on it. It gives me lots of warm and fuzzy memories of a child because we used to drive around. My parents had this and we drove across the United States in this van. A red VW van. Alrighty, so this is a tag, and I am going to just say this is, I'm going to specifically mention some people at the end that I'm tagging, and I have @ to their channels too down below, but you do not have to be specifically mentioned if you want to join in the tag, okay? This tag, I'm tagging everybody in the doll community, okay? And I have a couple of questions, and one of them, if you don't have a YouTube channel, you could answer, and one, if you do have a YouTube channel, you could answer. So, and I'll write them down below in the description as well. So the questions are, number one, why did you start your YouTube channel? Okay. Number two, if you don't have a YouTube channel, have you ever thought of starting one? Why or why not? So obviously, since you're here, I'm answering question number one because I have a YouTube channel. Okay. And so my channel is actually quite old. I have some really, really old videos. It's over 10 years old, which is kind of sad in some respects. I try not to think about it that way because I don't have a massive following. I have a strong following. I mean, more than when the average person knows, you know, that I have a YouTube channel, and then they find out that I have X number of followers. They tend to be surprised, which I don't know if I should be insulted by that or not. But it's not huge, okay? I'm not one of the humongously large channels on YouTube, even outside of the dolly world, that's for sure, but definitely in the dolly world. I'm not one of the big channels. So I'm still plugging away. Numbers do matter to me, but it's mostly because I enjoy doing this and I enjoy the community that I'm part of. And I want to give back to the community and share and learn from everybody that's in it. So, but why did I initially start on YouTube has nothing to do with dolls. The dolls came later. I am an avid crafter. For many, many years, I was really into jewelry making. I still do make jewelry. I actually made this necklace. So I still make jewelry, but not like I did. I actually did it as a freelance writer for About.com, and I wrote some books. I sold my jewelry at art shows. I was like massively into it. Admittedly, I really got burnt out. I do like making jewelry, but I got burnt out. It like consumed my life for probably, I would say 20 years. Yes. So anyway, but the jewelry really was the reason for going to YouTube, because I was finishing up working for About.com, or I should say we mutually agreed that I was no longer going to be freelance writing for them. They were going in a totally different opposite direction and than I wanted to do, and whatever. And you know, the internet was changing as well. So in fact, they're not around anymore. So but I knew I needed to expand into different platforms, and I knew video was the way to go. And that was actually something I feel like they were way behind on, that they should have. I did a few videos for them, for the platform and everything, but they were super behind on the whole video phase of the internet. Then to top it off, I was approached by a company asking to do some videos, some crafting videos. And in addition to that, I had done a video for one of the books that I wrote for, who was that? I think it was Cengage I did. Yeah, I think it was Cengage. They wanted to put a DVD in the book, and I had to do a video for that. So I was being kind of I knew it was important, and I was kind of also being pulled into it. But I was terrified. I was terrified of sitting in front of the camera. I am not very good at just ad-libbing. I would make a terrible actress because I cannot remember my lines. I get too nervous in front of the camera. And in fact, if you go look at any of my really old videos, you can see I'm super stiff. I'm like, I look afraid because I was. So there was the whole fear factor. The only reason why I managed to get a video done on a CD, or was it a DVD? A DVD, right? Anyway, some disc of some kind for that book was because I had family members who helped me do it. Okay? Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to do it. And so the techie part was part of the problem too. So I really wanted, the company that contacted me about doing the videos, I was like, it was such a cool concept of what they were doing. And I won't get into the details of that, but the idea that they had about, you know, me doing the videos and all this kind of thing, I was like, oh, that's really cool. But I would have had to not only do them myself, but do everything, all the techie stuff. And I had no idea how to do it. This is way before you could just pop the iPhone on and talk and it goes to the cloud and all that kind of thing. I think I eventually got a flip camera. I also had one, I can't remember what those things are that you used to attach to the computer. You know, you can see, like I said, some of my older videos, I'm really afraid, and it's very grainy. If you look at any old YouTube videos, you'll see how low quality the video is. So I thought, you know what? I know video is the wave of the future. I was kind of looking for a new platform other than freelancing for various companies. I kind of wanted to do my own thing. And I thought, I'm just going to jump into YouTube and figure it out. Okay? Face my fears and learn enough technology so I can do it on my own. And I did. So I decided to face my fears and start a YouTube channel. And at the time, I was very much into crochet. And like I said, I was way burnt out on the jewelry. In hindsight, I probably, if I wasn't so burnt out, I probably would have done a lot more jewelry related videos. But again, I had problems with the technology. How do you show how to make jewelry when you have a flip phone that you have to hold? Or I think I had a little tripod, but I mean, I just didn't have the know-how or the technology available to me to do, you know, demonstrations and that kind of thing. And I was burnt out on it. So I thought, well, I'll show all the other craft stuff that I do. I do a lot of crochet, and I do paper crafts and, you know, that kind of thing. So I tried to create various versions of crafting podcasts. There were, at the time, again, this is 10 plus years ago, there were lots of knitting podcasts that I was watching, and I was like, wow, there should be other types of crafts represented in these podcasts, like crochet. Hardly any crochet podcasts at the time. Like I said, it was mostly the knitters had jumped in and they knew what the deal was, but the other types of crafts you didn't see a lot. So I tried to do that, and it, was kind of, okay. And finally, I started working on a writing project where I was researching dolls. And I mentioned this in a previous tag, so I won't go into too much detail. But and that kind of brought me to the world of Blythe and Pull-Up. And it brought me back into doll collecting. And then I started doing videos about when I'd get a new doll, I'd show a video of it. I think I was thinking, I was looking for information on YouTube about dolls, and there wasn't a ton at the time. So I thought, well, that's maybe an area I could fill. It's a gap that I could fill. And this is something, whenever you're creating content, whether you're writing or whatever, you always want to find a gap, right, that you, as a content creator, can fill. So that was my thought at the time. And I had no idea that it would become what it has become here. So that's how I started my YouTube channel many, many, many years ago, and it has developed, merged, rearranged, rebirthed. It has changed multiple times as far as names and focus, but I feel like I finally have, I don't imagine myself ever changing at this point. I feel like I finally have figured out what makes me happy. I have found my community of collectors and crafters, and yeah, so I think it's going to stay this way. But anyway, so let me know down below in the comments your answers to these questions. Or, like I said, you can go ahead and do your own video. So I want to officially tag Dolls Rescued J Dolls UK, and Beth Ramsden. Those are 3 creators I really admire. I have learned so much from them, and the 4 of us do collaborations every once in a while, so I thought it would be interesting to find out their answers to these questions. But like I said, I'm tagging the whole dolly community, so if you feel like jumping in, please do so. As usual, please give this a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not done so already. Have a wonderful dolly day. Bye-bye.